These are the worst umpiring decisions in AFL history. Some helped teams win games, while others lost teams grand finals. In a 2013 match between Sydney and Carlton, Nick Malceski rushed the ball through for a point in defence under legitimate pressure from a nearby Carlton player, but the umpire disagreed and pinged him for deliberate. Remember that 10 years ago, an umpire calling a deliberate rush behind was rarer than Essendon winning a finals game. It was Carlton's first goal for the match and prevented them from going goalless at half-time. In a 2022 clash between St Kilda and Fremantle, Jordan Clark ran with the ball when he was suddenly tackled holding the ball by Dan Butler. But the umpire called play on, straight after which Brad Hill would get pinged holding the ball after a Michael Frederick run-down tackle, adding to the controversy. Dan Butler then made an aggressive gesture towards the umpire, resulting in a 50-metre penalty and an easy goal for Frederick, giving Fremantle the momentum going into three-quarter time. In a 2021 contest between Geelong and Sydney, with only 11 seconds remaining, Brad Close snapped the ball towards the goal square, and Jeremy Cameron somehow took a contested mark, which should have seen him line up for an after the siren goal. Instead, the umpire called play on, declaring that the ball hadn't travelled 15 metres. The ball in fact travelled 21 metres. It took only 6 seconds later for another horrible umpiring decision to occur, with James Rowbottom ducking into a high tackle and not being called for holding the ball. After the siren sounded, the entire Geelong team were left pleading with the umpire, but to no avail. Geelong needed this win, as it would have placed them second on the ladder at the end of the home and away season, instead of third. In the 2019 Anzac Day clash between Collingwood and Essendon, Jack Crisp sold the candy to Mark Bagley before Joe Danaher ran him down holding the ball. Every player on the ground stopped, assuming Danaher had won himself a free, but to everyone's surprise the umpire had called play on. Tom Phillips eventually realised this, passing off a handball to Jordan De Goey, who fortunately did not register a score. Another incident occurred with just 1 minute left in the game, when Jaden Stevenson illegally disposed of the ball while being tackled by Matt Guelphy. Stevenson's disposal landed in the hands of Callum Brown, who was pushed in the back and given a set shot, but fortunately for Bombers fans, he would only register a behind. In a game filled with many horrible umpiring decisions, this match is the worst umpiring performance in recent times, made worse by the close margins of the game, with Collingwood only winning by 4 points. In a 2023 match between Adelaide and Sydney, Ben Keays kicked what appeared to be the match winner, keeping Adelaide's finals dreams alive. Keays began celebrating, but was absolutely gobsmacked when he realised that play had continued. He had kicked a point. Thanks to the commotion, Sydney were able to easily send the ball into their forward half, and before Adelaide fans knew it, time had run out, and the Crows' season was over. After the match, the AFL admitted that the goal umpire had made a mistake, but the final 71 seconds would not be replayed. The umpire's decision to not call a score review was shocking. He had angered the entire state of South Australia, who look forward to possibly watching the Crows in their first finals appearance since the 2017 Grand Final. In the 2022 preliminary final between Sydney and Collingwood, Tom Papley took a mark inside 50 with just 10 minutes left on the clock, before slotting his set shot. However, on closer inspection, it was evident that Papley had pushed Darcy Moore in the back. Importantly, the goal broke Sydney's scoring drought, with it the team's first goal in over 30 minutes. Eventually, Sydney won the game by only 1 point, with Papley's goal proving as one of the most crucial goals in AFL history, as it decided who played in the grand final that year. If the umpire had made the correct call, the 2022 Grand Final would have likely been between Collingwood and Geelong. In the 2018 Grand Final between West Coast and Collingwood, Dom Shee took an impressive mark in the last 2 minutes of the game, before kicking one of the greatest goals in AFL history. But Braden Maynard was quick to argue with the umpire, pleading that he was blocked out of the contest by Willie Rioli. After the game, he even went as far as to say that on watching the replay, he saw the umpire put the whistle to his mouth to call the free, but he didn't call it. And I have to agree that it was a free. Rioli did not have his eyes on the ball. Straight after this, Sheed also appeared to take a step off his mark, which should have been play on, but the umpire did not call it, leading to further frustration from angered Collingwood fans. Which umpiring decision do you think was the worst?